Amy Slayton, a star of 1,000 Pound Sisters, is poised to commence a new chapter with her partner as their wedding has been officially announced. Nevertheless, not all family members will attend this momentous occasion due to their differing opinions regarding the union. Amy's sister, Tammy Slayton, has voiced the strongest dissent. She has unequivocally stated her refusal to recognize this marriage and will not attend the ceremony. Amy is resolute in her decision, stating, "I am indifferent to who remains and who departs. This is my life and my marriage. I will act according to my desires." Amy's audacious stance is inspiring several individuals, a quintessential illustration of love and confidence in one's own choices. The air in Kentucky was laden with summer warmth, yet Amy Slayton's enthusiasm remained undiminished. Adorned in a bespoke blush pink wedding gown, Amy faced the mirror, her heart racing not from anxiety, but from determination. After enduring 2 children, a challenging divorce, and years of public examination, today signified a fresh start, a new romance, a new existence. However, not all individuals were prepared to commemorate. Amy's family, particularly her sister Tammy Slayton, expressed vehement disapproval of the marriage. Tammy, as forthright as ever, directly stated, "I do not trust him, Amy. You are hurrying. You do not truly know this individual as you believe." The remark was piercing. However, Amy had encountered similar sentiments previously from relatives, admirers, and anonymous individuals online. This time, she chose not to internalize the criticism. "I no longer seek approval," she informed her best friend Amanda during a last dress fitting. "I have spent the majority of my life awaiting others' directives on what I am permitted to do. However, it is no longer the case. This constitutes my day." The man she was to marry, Jake, was neither ostentatious nor renowned. He was a reserved, gentle individual who had encountered Amy at a community book club 6 months prior. Unlike individuals from her past, Jake was indifferent to her celebrity status or her battles with weight. He cherished her laughter, her resilience, and her vulnerability. He perceived her not as a reality star or a public figure, but as a woman, imperfect, humorous, beautiful, and worthy of love. Tammy's decision to forego the wedding was a significant disappointment. The sisters had endured numerous challenges together: hospital visits, weight loss surgeries, addiction recovery, and even life-threatening situations. However, despite their profound connection, they could not reach a consensus on this occasion. Amy did not implore or beseech. She merely extended an invitation to Tammy, stating, "If you attend, I will be pleased. If you do not comply, I will forward with the marriage regardless." The wedding was intimate, yet profoundly moving. Conducted in a sun-drenched barn amidst verdant fields and wildflowers, Amy traversed the aisle accompanied by her 2 sons as the acoustic guitar played. Jake was already in tears as he saw her approach. As they exchanged vows, Amy's voice trembled, not from trepidation, but from strength. "I have endured adversity," she stated, her voice resonating within the barn, "and I have emerged more resilient. This transcends mere matrimony. This is a proclamation that I shall conduct my life according to my own principles, for my benefit, for my sons, and for the affection that I have ultimately permitted myself to acknowledge I merit." The audience burst into applause, many dabbing at their tears. Some were long-standing acquaintances, while others were newcomers who had observed Amy's journey from a distance. Yet, everyone recognized they were witnessing a woman rejuvenated. Later that evening, as the sun descended beyond the horizon and fairy lights shimmered over the dance floor, Amy withdrew for a moment of solitude. She gazed at the stars and murmured, "I accomplished it, Mama. I accomplished it," although lacking universal approval. At that moment, her phone vibrated. A communication from Tammy. Nonetheless, the gentle morning light permeated the windows of the Kentucky residence that previously resonated with frustration, anguish, and the pronounced creak of strained floorboards. However, it now conveyed a contrasting narrative: hope, joy, and remarkable metamorphosis. Amy and Tammy Slayton, the renowned pair from 1,000 Pound Sisters, had accomplished the extraordinary. They both attained their weight loss objectives after years of adversity, sorrow, and obstacles. The transformation commenced upon Tammy's second return from rehabilitation. Her gaze was more incisive, and her tone more resolute. The previously defiant and sardonic manner that masked her suffering had dissipated. She now possessed a notebook replete with daily objectives and affirmations. Motivated by her sister's revitalized resolve, Amy resolved to fully dedicate herself as well. She engaged a personal trainer, initiated meal preparation, and converted her garage into a compact gym. The sisters had previously attempted numerous times, experiencing fluctuations in weight akin to the tumultuous tides of a stormy ocean. However, this time was distinct. They were not competing against one another, but rather collaborating. Tammy commenced her walking regimen. Initially, it was limited to the mailbox. Subsequently, she progressed to the end of the street. 3 months later, she was power walking laps at the community park, adorned in a pink tracksuit and sunglasses, exuding an air of determination. Amy underwent a remarkable transformation in the presence of onlookers. Her previously fatigued and overwhelmed disposition evolved into one of certain radiance. With her son Gage energetically traversing the house and baby Glenn cooing alongside her, Amy saw the necessity of maintaining a long and healthy existence. There were challenging days, characterized by insistent cravings and the seductive allure of old habits. However, they maintained mutual accountability. They wept, they quarreled, yet consistently reunited with greater resilience. 16 months into their revitalized journey, TLC organized a special live weigh-in event. Fans globally tuned in, anxiously supporting the Slayton sisters. Tammy ascended the scale, initially. Her physician readjusted his spectacles, gazed at the display, and beamed broadly. "Tammy Slayton, your weight is 275 pounds. The audience inhaled sharply. She had shed more than 400 pounds. Tammy wept. "I never anticipated surviving beyond 40, she said. Yet now, I sense that I am merely beginning." Amy trailed behind. As the figure stabilized, her husband Michael grasped her hand. "Amy Slayton Halterman, your current weight is 178 pounds, the doctor stated. "You have lost more than 250 pounds since the commencement of your journey." Amy concealed her face and wept, not from sorrow, but from triumph. That evening, the Slaytons hosted a New Life celebration in their hometown. There were no fried foods or sodas, only music, laughter, and an enormous fruit dish designed in the shape of a butterfly, representing their metamorphosis. Tammy delivered a speech. "We commenced this journey in a state of despair, derision, and hopelessness. Yet, we stand here today, not only physically transformed but also fortified in resilience. We achieved the unattainable. If we can, anyone can." Amy acknowledged and lifted her glass of lemon water. "To second chances. And to collaboration." Tammy subsequently attained certification as a motivational speaker, traversing many states to motivate individuals. Amy initiated a YouTube cooking channel dedicated to healthy Southern cuisine. They also established a nonprofit organization named Sisters Beyond Size, facilitating access to affordable weight loss treatment for others. Their journey was not flawless. It never was. However, it was authentic, which rendered it profoundly impactful. Nevertheless, Tammy Slayton stood before the full-length mirror at the rehabilitation facility in Kentucky, gazing at a reflection she scarcely recognized. The Tammy the world once knew, the individual who struggled for breath, who required a wheelchair for mobility, who contended with addiction, anger, and depression, was no longer present. In her stead stood a warrior, 500 pounds lighter and emotionally more resilient than ever. The announcement was made on a bright Tuesday morning. Tammy Slayton unveils remarkable 500-pound weight loss transformation. Fans worldwide were astonished. Social media surged. TikTok was inundated with reaction videos. However, beneath the headline was a profound, arduous, and ultimately victorious journey. 17 months prior, Tammy was admitted to a medically supervised institution following a near-fatal incident of carbon dioxide poisoning. She was placed in a medically induced coma, and for several weeks, her life was precarious. Her sister Amy, already a mother of one and expecting her second child, wept daily, feeling helpless, frightened, and overwhelmed. "Tammy," Amy murmured during a visit, grasping her sister's lifeless hand, "I require your return. Gage needs his aunt. I need my sister. Your journey is not yet complete." Upon Tammy's awakening, it was as though a spark had ignited. The path to rehabilitation was arduous. Tammy needed to relearn ambulation, breathe independently of machines, practice moderation in her diet, and relinquish detrimental habits, including food, soda, and emotional turmoil. She confronted years of suffering, trauma stemming from her upbringing, mistreatment, bullying, and abandonment. Her rehabilitation staff was stringent yet empathetic. Most crucially, Tammy attended consistently every day. She wept during therapy sessions. She shouted in exasperation during workouts. Nevertheless, she persisted. Following 18 months, numerous therapy sessions, and bariatric surgery, Tammy was prepared to disclose her transformation. TLC broadcasted a live unveiling in a special episode of 1,000-Pound Sisters. Amy stood on stage, cradling her two children, and apprehensively introduced her sister. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, suppressing tears, "my sister Tammy, the most resilient individual I know, is about to astound you." Tammy exited on foot, not in a wheelchair. The audience was astonished. She had shed 500 pounds. Her visage appeared more slender, her complexion luminous, and her confidence exuded brilliance. Adorned in a lavender dress and a striking smile, she gestured to the audience. The applause was overwhelming. "I once believed I would perish before reaching 40, Tammy stated, her voice quivering. "However, today, I opt to embrace life." Tammy's weight reduction journey also repaired fractured relationships. She expressed remorse to Amy for years of animosity and bitterness. Amy, now more mature and stable as a mother of two, embraced her sister warmly. "I always believed in you," she remarked. Chris, their encouraging half-brother, beamed with pride. "That's the Tammy I always believed existed within you," he remarked. "Welcome back." Caleb, Tammy's former partner from rehabilitation who had contended with his own challenges, dispatched her a handwritten letter from his new facility. "You inspired me. I will continue to fight as well." Tammy continued her efforts by launching a YouTube channel to chronicle her new lifestyle with healthy culinary ideas, light exercise routines, and motivating discussions aimed at individuals confronting obesity. She toured schools to inspire teenagers to embrace their bodies, articulate their struggles, and persevere in their self-belief. "I lost 500 pounds, she stated in a popular video, "but I acquired a new purpose." Tammy Slaton's narrative transcended mere numerical values. It encompassed themes of resilience, bravery, and redemption. Previously seen as irredeemable, she faced derision online and societal abandonment. However, at present, she embodies resilience and represents transformation. Nonetheless, in the quaint town of Dixon, Kentucky, the sun illuminated the Slaton sisters' residence through the blinds. Amy and Tammy, prominent figures of the reality series 1,000-Pound Sisters, relished one of their infrequent leisurely mornings, absent of camera crews and dietitians, simply engaging in their favorite pastimes, conversing, laughing, and savoring their cherished sodas. It commenced innocuously that day. One can of orange soda. Subsequently, one of root beer. A few Diet Colas followed. Then another. I assure you, this peach soda evokes the essence of summer vacation. Amy chuckled, her lips stained orange as she reclined on the couch. Tammy took a substantial sip of grape soda and smiled. What would be remarkable is a soda tasting party, similar to wine tasting, but featuring sodas. Amy's eyes brightened. Indeed, similar to soda sommeliers, but rather than swishing it in our mouths and expelling it, we simply consume it entirely. Tammy grinned. We shall designate it as the Soda Pact. They erupted in laughter. What commenced as a jest rapidly evolved into a scheme. That afternoon, they entered Amy's vehicle and proceeded to the nearest supermarket. They returned with a brimming cart containing over 40 distinct soda cans, every conceivable flavor. Blueberry fizz, cotton candy cola, cherry vanilla blast, and even bacon-flavored soda. That evening, the sisters transformed the living room into a soda-tasting lounge. Amy adorned the table with vibrant straws, towers of soda cans, and handcrafted scorecards including categories such as fizz factor, flavor explosion, and burpability. The entire event was recorded on Tammy's iPad, with the intention of uploading it to their joint YouTube account. The initial cans were enjoyable, providing sugar-induced exhilaration and laughter. Their remarks amusing. Amy remarked, "This bubblegum-flavored soda resembles Skittles and evokes a sense of regret." Tammy almost asphyxiated on a ginger soda. "This resembles my grandmother's perfume in effervescent form." However, as the soda tally reached 12, then 15, and subsequently 22, their demeanor altered. Amy massaged her abdomen. "I believe my kidney just pulsated." Tammy reclined, her gaze vacant. "I no longer believe my blood is blood. It has become Dr. Pepper." At that moment, Gage, Amy's toddler, entered the room with an empty sippy cup. "Mama, juice?" Amy surveyed the multitude of cans and sighed. "Darling, I require water. Please." By morning, the sisters were slumped on the couch, encircled by a collection of empty Coke cans, burping in unison like a discordant orchestra. Their heads ached, their stomachs roiled. Amy awoke first and murmured, "Tam, I believe we require an intervention." Tammy opened one eye. "Only if the intervention incorporates Sprite." Amy laughed briefly before adopting a serious demeanor.
"No, genuinely.
Consuming 12 sodas daily is excessive. I feel as though I battled a soda dragon and was defeated." During same week, they released their Soda Pack Challenge video. It gained widespread popularity, not only due to its humor but also because of their candid expression of their subsequent feelings. In the concluding minutes of the video, Amy gazed into the camera and stated, "We appreciate soda. However, it is not sustainable. We will reduce our consumption for our health, our future, and for Gage." Tammy stated, "We remain enjoyable without carbonation." Although it was not the final soda they consumed, it marked the inception of a transformative journey, prioritizing their well-being over their addictions, one can at a time. The Soda Pact was violated. However, the sisterly relationship remains unbreakable. Nevertheless, I am astonished by the significant weight gain of this 1,000 LB Sisters star, despite her surgical transformation. Amy Slayton from 1,000 LB Sisters has encountered numerous challenges in recent years that have impacted her weight loss progress. Following her divorce from Michael Halterman, she became a single mother to her two sons, Gage and Glenn. Nevertheless, she has achieved considerable advancements in her fitness journey over the past 5 years. Amy first encountered difficulties in her connection with Brian. During a visit to a zoo in Tennessee, she was bitten by a camel, resulting in her incarceration for possession of illicit substances. Nevertheless, Amy progressed in her love with Brian and cohabited with him. In Season 7 of 1,000 LB Sisters, Amy revealed that she and Brian have commenced discussions regarding their future. She accepted his proposal, affirming her commitment to him. Amy and Brian resolved to marry on Halloween. However, Tammy explicitly expressed her disapproval of Amy's wedding plans. Amy has achieved considerable advancement in her weight loss quest since 2020. Originating from a family with a predisposition to obesity, she has contended with elevated body weight throughout her childhood. Amy found it simpler to gain weight due to her mother and siblings also experiencing obesity. In 2019, Amy attained her peak weight of 405 pounds, signifying a pivotal moment in her path. Resolute in her intention to effectuate change before it became irreversible, she embarked on a quest to accomplish several objectives through weight reduction. Amy expressed her aspiration to live unencumbered and establish a family with her then-husband, Michael. Amy encountered similar challenges associated with obesity as her sister Tammy. While not as pronounced as her sisters, Amy grappled with difficulties including impaired mobility, diminished quality of life, and the inability to fulfill her personal aspirations. Additionally, she was unable to surmount her food addiction, a significant factor contributing to her ongoing weight gain. Amy joined 1000 LB Sisters in 2019 with aspirations. She adhered to the doctor's directives and subsequently received approval for bariatric surgery. Amy commenced her weight loss adventure in Season 1 by undergoing the procedure. In contrast to Tammy, who faced prolonged obesity following her appearance on the show, Amy successfully achieved rapid weight loss. She got bariatric surgery in 2019, which promptly enabled her to manage her cravings, reduce her food intake, and adopt a healthier lifestyle. In a few months, Amy lost sufficient weight to pursue her other objectives. She regained the ability to move freely and enjoy the life she had always desired. Over the subsequent 12 months following her weight loss surgery, Amy lost a total of 176 pounds. Amy's swift weight reduction enabled her to achieve multiple milestones. She not only improved her health, but also initiated a family with her former spouse, Michael. Amy conceived her first child shortly after her weight loss surgery and disclosed the announcement in the second season of 1000 LB Sisters, which debuted in 2020. Subsequently, later that year, Amy gave birth to her first son, Gage Dion. A few months postpartum, Amy and Michael opted to pursue another pregnancy. She disclosed her second pregnancy in January 2022 and delivered their son, Glenn Allen, during the summer. Amy's weight gain following her 2 pregnancies was expected. Although she did not regain 400 pounds, she did accumulate a significant amount of weight that started to impact her life. Initially, Amy had the standard weight gain associated with pregnancy. Certain family members comprehended the situation, while others perceived Amy as not being earnest regarding her weight loss endeavor. Tammy even confronted Amy about her weight gain, alleging that she was utilizing her pregnancy as a pretext for unhealthy eating. Tammy remarked, "You know you haven't been eating properly because of the baby." Amy encountered weight-related issues during her pregnancy, although she successfully delivered both children without complications. However, when raising her children, she recognized that her husband, Michael, was insufficiently supportive. The strain of her obligations and her detrimental marriage ultimately compelled Amy to adopt bad living habits, culminating in considerable weight gain. Observers on social media have noted alterations in her Instagram images and her presence on the show. Although the precise weight Amy has gained over the previous 2 years remains unspecified, estimates suggest it ranges from 40 to 60 pounds. Amy commenced her weight loss journey in 2020 with a weight of 405 pounds. Following bariatric surgery, she achieved a weight reduction of 176 pounds, culminating in a total weight of 229 pounds. Between 2020 and 2023, Amy experienced weight increase during her 2 pregnancies. At the time of her divorce, she weighed between 280 and 290 pounds, having weighed 288 pounds during her first pregnancy and possibly the same during her second pregnancy. In Season 7 of 1000 LB Sisters, Amy and Tammy went shopping, during which Amy disclosed that she now wears a size XL. Tammy subsequently remarked on camera that her sister had gained weight since her arrest. However, Amy clarified that she opts for larger sizes for comfort. In a recent episode, Amy's weight was disclosed as 249 pounds. She currently exceeds the 229-pound threshold attained post her initial weight loss operation. It seems that the 1000 LB Sisters cast member has regained approximately 20 pounds, which she is likely to shed upon resuming regular exercise in anticipation of her forthcoming wedding. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina, and I hope your day is going splendidly. If you appreciate the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.